Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's twin flame journey lesson is all about cycles. And I love all of these cards that came up as it relates to cycles on the twin flame journey. So bear with me guys. I'm figuring out some webcam camera issues. So hopefully in the next couple days here, you'll be able to actually, see me pull these cards live on the channel. But for now, bear with me. So today's lesson, what Spirit wants us to learn about as it relates to the twin flame journey, is all about cycles. And specifically as it relates to cycles, Spirit wants us to know about balance. That's why this justice card is here. And so our clarifiers specifically for justice and balance are the Lovers, which came up in the last reading about adventure, as well as the Page of Cups. And then here we've got a little bit of guidance from the Mermaid oracles, which is wait, don't rush into action right now, bide your time for better results. And our change transformation card is memories from the butterfly oracle. So love these cards that came up. This twin flame journey is literally all about cycles. Everything has its right time. And everything is all about balance. If you learn nothing else from this twin flame journey, let it be this card of balance, and let it be the law of polarity. Guys, there is no such thing as good and bad or right and wrong. There's light and there's dark, and that's where we just need to learn how to integrate our shadow self and all of that good stuff. Because with all of these cycles, the reason why we have them is to bring everything back to balance. And it's kind of a crazy thing to do. So if we think about balance and we look at everything on like a spectrum, let's take music, for example. So we've got music. It can either be loud or it can be soft, or we've got somewhere in the middle where it's an average of loud and soft, right? So let's say we wake up in the morning and we're one of those people where we have to get in the shower. We have to pump up the tunes in order to get our day started right. Obviously, we're not going to be listening to loud music throughout the whole entire day. It might be on average volume throughout the rest of the day. Or, when we go to sleep at night, instead of trying to pump ourselves up, we're trying to calm ourselves down. So we might listen to softer music, a different kind of music. But at the end of the day, it all evens out, right? Because we had loud music in the morning and we have soft music in the evening. And so when we talk about balance, this whole twin flame journey is about finding balance within ourselves, appreciating the good things about ourselves, and also appreciating our shadow sides. Because without our shadow sides, or without appreciating that, we're not loving ourselves, right? Our shadow side is there for a reason. It's designed to, our shadow side is our ego protecting us, right? And sometimes we need to be protected, and our ego is always going to be able to do that for us. So is our soul. But if you cannot learn how to integrate your shadow side, you're not going to be able to love yourself fully. And you're not going to be able to have that opportunity to come into harmonious union with your person one day. And so not only is it about balance just within yourself, but it's also about balance within your dynamic, because when you two come together, you're always going to be balanced in some way, shape, or form, right? So that's the whole reason why you're with this person. So let's say, for example, you guys obviously have things in common, which is what attracted you to this other person, but you also have a lot of differences, which is why things can be so triggering. And it's exactly the way that it's designed and set up, right? Because at the end of the day, you two could both have like the same fear of, let's just say, like fear of intimacy, right? You might deal with it one way, whereas your counterpart deals with it a completely different way. You both have the same issue, but you deal with it completely differently. That's balance. So maybe, in your dynamic, typically you have the feminine over here who is maybe just super, super, super emotional all the time. And you have this masculine who has no feelings at all, or so it seems, right? And the reason why your masculine doesn't have any feelings is because you have too many feelings. So it's all about bringing that back together and into balance. And for those of you who are interested, I'm not going to really go into it, but I would highly suggest that you YouTube quantum entanglement. So go Google quantum entanglement, and then you'll understand this next part. Because no matter where you and your person are, separation is an illusion. You're always going to be tied together. They're never going to forget about you. You're never going to forget about them. You're tied to each other, and you're always going to have to balance each other out. So what one of you is doing over here, the other of you is doing the exact opposite over here. And until everything can come back into balance, 100% alignment for you and for your person, once you reach that point, that's when harmonious union can happen and can take place. And so what I am actually experiencing, what I have been for the last couple of weeks or so, is I for the most part have emerged from this twin flame journey. I can see kind of everything in the whole big picture and how it works and is supposed to work. And so I've been able to focus my time and my energy on other things that I want to incorporate into my life from a spiritual perspective so that I can continue on my path of awakening. But it has nothing to do with my twin flame anymore. Or so I thought. Because what's interesting is, while he can no longer trigger me, because I'm in a much better place now, I know where I am, I know what I'm about, there are still things that happen to me where I can know exactly what is going on with him. And I'm not a big believer in, like, if your arm hurts, it means your twin flame broke their arm or something like that. I don't buy into that. What I do buy into is that if you find yourself, feminines specifically, as you, for example, let's say you stop focusing so much on the spiritual side of things because you have been given the breadcrumbs to look at the science side of things, which would be quantum physics, quantum entanglement, like I just mentioned, a lot of astronomy stuff, black holes, things of that nature. Once you're guided down that path, that is science stuff. That is fact stuff. That is very masculine stuff. And you might have found yourself completely 100% aligned. You're feeling awesome. You're following the breadcrumbs. Everything is amazing, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, you start being guided to go and embrace your masculine and learn all of the divine masculine things that you are supposed to learn. And you're fixing the wounded masculine inside of you in this process. What is actually happening is, as you are making a shift like that and coming more into your masculine, what has to happen with your masculine is they have to start moving more into their feminine energy, meaning they are likely going to be all up in their feels, maybe being a little bit irrational about some things. And not even kidding you guys, in the last couple of weeks, this is exactly what has happened to me. I was in this really dark place because, of course, being, in that masculine energy, it does not align. And I've been having to work through some things and heal some things. But what's really interesting is right around the time that happened is right around the time that I heard from my twin. He just started seeing someone about 2 months ago. And this was about a month ago that he told me this, around the last full moon, that he wanted to marry her and have babies with her. And he has never been the kind of guy that has wanted to get married or have babies. And so I think it's really funny how that happened, because it was right around that time that happened, and I was crazy super aligned for like a week. And then all of a sudden, not that I wasn't unaligned, but other things were happening that were in alignment with what was going on, but more from a masculine perspective as opposed to a feminine perspective. And when you think about it, he was all up in his feels. He's never felt this way about someone before. He's never wanted these things before. And here I am, like, okay, I have no emotions right now. This is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is where we're going. This is where we're headed. This is what it is. And in the last week or so, I've actually been starting to feel even that come back into balance. I'm able to be more in my feminine flow energy, probably because his feelings over there, now that it has been a little bit longer, he's more relaxed in them. He's still having them, but he's in a more balanced place. And so as you're balancing within yourself, and learning all of these things, the same thing is happening with your person over there. So honestly, you guys, don't even focus on them, because the more that you focus on you and you do you and you come into alignment, they don't have any other choice but to come in alignment with you and where you're at. So anyway, that's what I really love about that, because you're going to go through these cycles and they're going to keep continuing as, he needs to heal something, or as you need to heal something, and things come up. So yeah. And then we have this weight card from the Mermaid Oracle, where it says, don't rush into action right now, bide your time for better results. And that could not make more perfect sense as it comes to cycles, because you just have to let these cycles play out. You are not in control. Everything happens in divine timing. And the second that you try to take over and control something and jump into action, you're just going to keep fighting whatever is supposed to happen, and it's going to take longer for you to make it through that cycle, to make it where you're supposed to make it next. You just have to bide your time, keep doing what you're doing to get back into that alignment with yourself and understanding your truth and knowing your truth and living your truth. Not your person's, yours. And I also really love this butterfly card for change and transformation about memories, because as these cycles move, you'll be able to look back on different points of time throughout your relationship and your dynamic with this person. And you're going to be able to see from a higher consciousness and a higher perspective why things happened the way that they happened, why things are continuing to happen the way that they should happen. And you're actually going to be able to appreciate this journey so much more, because you're going to remember some probably not great times with your person. And then you'll look at today and where you're at now, and you can actually see how far you have come and how much you have grown. And not just you, but your person too. Because you're going to have times in these cycles where, especially as a feminine, if you're a feminine listening to this, you feel like you're doing all of the work and you're holding it up and carrying all of the burden, which I gotta be honest with you, for right now, you are. That is the whole entire point of this journey. Typically in your soul contracts, it's always decided that the feminine will go first. And the reason why is because as feminines, we create. And it's our job to birth our masculines, essentially. So by going forward and focusing on us and carrying this very heavy burden, what's going to happen in the process is he's not going to be being like pulled along necessarily. But he kind of is. But it's not like a force pull. It's just like, okay, these things are happening. Let's see where this goes. Let's see what this is about. And let's do this. So as you grow and expand, so is your masculine. And it's not going to take him as long to get to where you're at. But there are still cycles that need to complete before things can start to happen. So hang on to those memories. And in the process, make new ones with new people. You know, maybe you decide to go out and find a soulmate because there's something that you want to learn before you come back into union with your masculine, because you don't know when that's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be, next month, or if it's going to be 20 years from now. So you might as well go have fun and make some memories in the process. But that's what we've got today, guys, as it relates to cycles. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and check out my website below, and check out my Instagram. I put that information down below as well. So until next time, love and light, my friends. Have a great day.